Super Paper Mario is what I'd imagine middle child syndrome is like for a video game. The Paper Mario series is split between fans who prefer the original RPG turn-based battle system and other fans who prefer the RPG action-adventure that modern games have now embraced. Any discussion I hear about the Paper Mario series revolves around Thousand Year Door versus Color Splash or Origami King, but never Super Paper Mario, which is weird. On the most sold console in the 6th generation and over 4.2 million copies sold, Super Paper Mario introduced the widest audience possible to the Paper Mario series, but no one talks about it. That is, until today. Let's blow off some dust and play some Super Paper Mario. As the third installment to the Paper Mario series, Intelligent Studios and Nintendo wanted to alter the traditional concept of the previous two games. Rather than develop a continuation of the turn-based RPG genre, a brand new concept was developed around the idea of dimension hopping to different worlds. Further developing this concept led to the platform-based levels that incorporated cohesive 2D and 3D perspectives. Initially planned to be one of the last first-party GameCube titles, no motion controls were designed in mind for Super Paper Mario's controls or gameplay. But Nintendo pushed for its final development onto the Nintendo Wii and became the first Mario game for the console in April of 2007. Panning in again on the Mario Brothers house, we see Mario and Luigi enjoying a nice cup of tea. Commenting on how peaceful and calm everything is, Luigi wishes that something exciting would happen. But yeah, because I guess he conveniently forgot what happened in the last two games. As if to answer Luigi's wishes, Toad frantically arrives at their house, telling them that Princess Peach has been kidnapped. Taking point, Luigi assesses that it has to be that bad guy, and that they need to sneak into his castle to save Princess Peach. Cutting to Bowser's castle, we find Bowser making a bold speech exclaiming that this was the day they would finally take over the Mushroom Castle, capture Princess Peach, and defeat Mario. Seeing Mario and Luigi and his group of minions, Bowser jumps into the crowd to face off against the brothers. Luigi, cutting through the usual antics, asks Bowser where Peach is held in his castle. Confused by this accusation, Bowser explains that they were just about to initiate his attack when their confrontation was interrupted by Peach's true captor, Count Bleck, an interdimensional being who wishes to enact the Dark Prognosticus, a written prophecy that Count Bleck wishes to initiate in order to destroy the world. Mario tries to put a stop to Count Bleck, but is easily defeated by his dark powers. Declaring that Mario is foolish and weak, Bleck captures Peach, Bowser, and even Luigi. Powerless to stop Count Bleck, Mario is left behind. Peach wakes up in a different dimension with Bowser and his minions, but instead of her usual pink attire, she's wearing a wedding dress along with Bowser dressed in a white tux. Count Bleck has brought them to his mysterious realm to marry them. Bowser, of course, is fine with this plan and doesn't even think why someone would allow this to happen. And with the aid of Count Bleck's assistant Nastasia, Peach is forced to say yes. As a result, this creates the Chaos Heart, giving Count Bleck unlimited power and creates the Void. Going back to Mario, he is awoken by a pixel named Tippy. She quickly explains that they are running out of time since per the Dark Prognosticus, a forced marriage between a princess and an evil monster is needed to form the Void and the Chaos Heart. Tippy brings Mario to a town called Flipside, a dimension between dimensions, and meets a guardian named Merlin. Merlin is a descendant of the ancients who created Flipside and studies scrolls and ancient texts of the Light Prognosticus. The Light Prognosticus is the antithesis to the Dark Prognosticus, guiding the chosen 4 heroes to stop the destruction of all worlds by collecting 8 pure hearts to destroy the Chaos Heart. It is now up to Mario and Tippy to find Peach, Luigi, and Bowser to collect the 8 pure hearts and stop Count Bleck from destroying the universe. But Count Bleck is not alone in his quest. He too has allies. The powerful O-Chunks, the shapeshifter Mimi, the dimension-hopping jester with his own agenda Dimentio, and the mysterious Mr. L, all dedicated to destroying the universe and recreating a perfect world. Splitting from the first two Paper Mario games, Super Paper Mario adheres strongly to a strict 2D appearance that coincides with the 2D platformer genre. You can quickly see the stark difference compared to the Thousand Year Door 64 versions with 3D paper mache and cardboard-like structures and 3D environments. Now all cutscenes, towns, and settings appear similar to the backgrounds as seen from the Zelda 2 days. Their 2D visage does not necessarily imply a lack of depth in their environment. Thanks to Tippy assisting Mario, he meets Bestovius, who gives Mario the ability to switch from the main 2D platformer perspective and switch to the 3D puzzle mechanic. This allows Mario to explore hidden areas in-game world levels that usually lead to keys or switches or even useful items. This ability also opens new areas in the main hub world, Flipside. Once Mario attains a new Pure Heart, he can explore Flipside, set the Pure Heart into its co-exciting Heart Pillar, and unlock a new world. On his journey, Mario will have other Pixels join his crew. Similar to 64 and Thousand Year Door partners, the Pixels allow Mario to move faster, create explosions, pick things up, stun enemies, reveal hidden doors or switches, and change Mario's size. But if you ask me, Nintendo took a step backward with these partners, both in utility and character development. To start things off, there are a lot of pixels for Mario to find, all of which replace tools that you used in Thousand Year Door and 64. If you need to hammer enemies, Mario needs to equip a pixel. Want to ground pound? Mario needs to equip a pixel. Or if you want to be paper thin, you have to stop, open the quick menu, and equip a pixel. Only one pixel can be equipped at a time, and the only way to control Mario in this game is by turning the Wiimote sideways, so the button layout is very restrictive. Honestly, I was always switching to the quick menu to change pixels, breaking up the flow of gameplay a lot. Even if you couldn't use a traditional controller, I think some of the buttons could have been used to reduce the number of times I would have to open up the quick menu. If you want to ground pound, just, double tap the jump button. Want to use the hammer? Wiggle the controller. Switch to the paper thin? Press the B button. That removes 3 extra pixels that you constantly have to switch between right there. Also, apart from Tippy, the other pixels are very one-dimensional. Have one line of dialogue and then chill in Mario's tool belt. They're honestly the equivalent of Link's items that he finds in dungeons, but you will understand why the other pixels take a backseat in this story. Unlike the past Paper Mario games, Peach, Luigi, and Bowser will join Mario's party to defeat Count Bleck. All characters have their unique ability and control differently. Peach uses her parasol to both block attacks and float to far-off platforms. Luigi has a higher jump, runs faster, but at the cost of less control, and has a special high jump similar to the Ultra Boots in Thousand Year Door. And Bowser is the tank of the party as he moves the slowest but does double the damage output compared to everyone else while having the ability to breathe fire. Now, since the combat is set up like a 2D platformer, Mario and his party do not level up by collecting star pieces. Instead, Mario levels up by killing enemies and adding to his high score. Every threshold crossed either increases Mario and his party's max health or their damage output. And to help in Mario's battles, he can use items that encompass a certain distance around him, or collects enemy cards which increases the effectiveness of Mario's attacks on that particular enemy. It is a drastic change to the battle system I had grown up from Paper Mario 64 and Thousand Year Door. The old battle system definitely would not have worked in this version of Paper Mario, and what was created certainly fit the 2D platformer genre Mario and his party navigated within. I don't think it was the best or even difficult or even most interesting battle system to work with though. I would say it didn't really make a difference to use either Peach, Luigi, or Mario against enemies or bosses. Once I could play as Bowser, who once again can output double the damage, I just equipped the hoverboard pixel and light every enemy on fire. It was tough to remain interested in a lot of the general battles, I'm afraid. I gave up running through Flipside's version of Pit of 100 Trials because I found it that boring. I don't think I died even once in my playthrough. I think the only time I saw a game over screen was when I told Merlin I didn't want to save the world, and he gave up asking Mario. I hate to say it, but I think this was a result of the 2D platformer mechanics as well as the Wii mindset of accessibility. Don't get me wrong, there was a way to apply strategy with items and the enemy cards, but you honestly can just muscle your way through even the hardest encounters. That's not to say I didn't have any fun fights, but there were few and far between. Like, some boss battles felt like I was just mashing two action figures together, but other times I had engaging fights like fighting off a Luigi robot head or being chased around by Count Bleck's minion Mimi. Oh god. Oh god. Oh, Jesus Christ! Every pure heart Mario collects unlocks a new door for him to enter. This starts a new chapter that is divided into 4 sections. Section 1 usually introduces Mario to the new art style and surroundings that slowly introduce new gameplay mechanics. Section 2, Mario usually arrives in the world's coinciding town, citizens, pixel type, and ends with him reaching the entrance of the boss's dungeon. Section 3 is Mario navigating through the dungeon that generally requires heavy use from the chapter's pixel and switching Mario's 2D and 3D perspective. Last, Mario faces off against the chapter's boss and finds the next pure heart. It's a straightforward chapter setup that's fun and simple to understand, and I think it allowed the developers to easily mix and match what they wanted to achieve for each chapter. For example, Chapter 2 takes place in a mansion where Mario breaks an expensive vase, and is now under a crippling amount of debt. The rest of the chapter is about figuring out how to break into the mansion's safe and steal thousands of rubies to pay off Mario's debt. A very fun twist to the 2D platform genre that felt very reminiscent of Fallout New Vegas' Dead Money DLC. Luckily, Super Paper Mario's story and characters outshine some of its lackluster gameplay mechanics. As a warning, I will be going into the spoilers for the remainder of the story, so if you want to see my conclusion, skip to this time here. Okay, you have been warned, and 3, 2, 1. After Mario has recovered all 8 pure hearts, recruits Peach and Bowser, and restores Luigi's memories from Dimentio's brainwashing, the group sets off to Count Bleck's castle. Collecting all pure 8 hearts has restored Tippy's memories. She was once a human named Timpani and in love with a man named Blumiere. However, Blumiere's father did not approve of their relationship and banished her to wander in between dimensions forever. Devastated, Blumiere strips himself of his title, searches for the Dark Prognosticus, and dons a new identity named Count Bleck to end his suffering by destroying the universe. It was thanks to Merlin that Timpani was saved by being turned into a pixel, but as a result had initially lost her memories. Along the way in Count Bleck's castle, Bowser, Peach, and Luigi face off against Bleck's goons in one-on-one combat, allowing the party to go on ahead to stop Count Bleck. As a result, Mario and Tippy are the last ones to confront Count Bleck to stop his plan. Despite revealing her true identity, Count Bleck refuses to stop his plans. Thanks to Mario's allies making it in the nick of time, however, they were able to defeat Count Bleck. Realizing the error of his ways, Bleck comes to the light side as Blumiere and urges them to kill him to avert the crisis he created. Before anything can happen, he is betrayed by Dimentio. Dimentio takes the Chaos Heart and teleports Blumiere and Tippy away while brainwashing Luigi to serve him once again with the power of the Chaos Heart. But thanks to the love felt between Ochunks, Mimi, Nastasia, and Blumiere, the Pure Hearts are enhanced, overcoming the destructive forces of the Chaos Heart. Through an intense battle, Dimentio is defeated, but in his desperation, leaves some of his power behind to ensure the Chaos Heart will destroy the universe. Before it is too late, Blumiere and Timpani are finally reunited, confess their love to each other, and in order to stop the Chaos Heart, get married, not knowing what will happen to them. It was their sacrifice that averted the destruction of the universe, saving both Blumiere and Timpani's party as they are teleported back to Flipside. Although devastated by the loss of their boss, Ochunks, Mimi, and Nastasia promise to build a better world, one that Blumiere always envisioned, and wherever Blumiere and Timpani are, they are most assuredly together. Now, taking my first step into the unknown of Paper Mario games has been a treat for me. I can understand the disappointment older fans felt when they saw a change in both art direction and battle mechanics. It makes up for its clever level design, story, and characters. Strategy is there for players who want to learn the ins and outs to become super powerful, but for those like me who are more invested in the story and used to 2D platform genres, you can easily navigate through every level. I thought of it as a means to make the gameplay more difficult for myself and more engaging. In every chapter, the plot thickens, revealing Count Bleck's past and whether or not he could truly follow through with destroying the universe. Bleck's actions were certainly wrong, but he never came across as truly evil, just extremely grief-stricken. This is reflected by how he doesn't punish O-Chunks and Mimi when they fail to stop Mario on multiple occasions. I never thought I would feel so sympathetic based on the character interactions of the antagonists in a Paper Mario game. As for the protagonists, I think they are my favorite iterations to date. Bowser may be rude, but respects strength and honors those he views as his rivals. Peach may be kind and patient, but when push comes to shove, she is more than willing to throw down the gauntlet. Last but certainly not least, Luigi is outspoken and an active character, willing to take the fight to his opponents rather than hide in every enemy encounter. Super Paper Mario may not have blown me away with all of its gameplay mechanics, but its overarching tale of love and relationships certainly pulled my heartstrings. And to me, that warrants at least a few more playthroughs. Now, with all that said in mind, I give Super Paper Mario a 7 out of 10. If you stuck around to the end of this video, thank you, and be sure to help me out with a like and subscribe to my channel. If you want to see more Paper Mario content, be sure to check out my older reviews of Paper Mario 64 and The Thousand Year Door. Anyway, I'm all set to play Color Splash for my next review. My name is BirKey, and see what is in my corner next time.